Here we go. Japanese qualifying. Under 15 minutes. Mick, you got a big smile on your face, mate?
Ready to go.
Ready to go. All right. Get this. Here we go. Japanese qualifying.
Whoa.
Under 15 minutes. Mick, you got a big smile on your face, mate? Feedback. All right, mate. How optimistic are you for McLaren?
They're in the mix, man.
FP2 looked pretty good. So I think that's just going to be a massive battle between them and Ferrari for the second row.
Yeah.
By the looks of things.
I mean, look, they've made no qualms about it. They're probably a little bit light on in downforce when it comes compared to, say, Mercedes and Ferrari, which is obviously going to help them in qualifying. And we said, we thought they were better at the one-lap stuff as opposed to race pace. And they're definitely going to make life tough for Ferrari today.
Mm-hmm.
But Mercedes, man, just miles down the road.
Miles down the road, eh? Their race pace simulations were just, what were they saying? Close to half a second a lap quicker over an average.
Points, nearly 8/10.
I tell you what, man, the Japanese fans, they are the best with creativity, eh?
Yeah.
The hat game is strong.
The hat game is strong.
Definitely strong.
Young Kimi Antonelli, man, I think he's proven it is not going to be a walk in the park for George Russell this year.
No, he was pretty good out in FP3. He was quickest by a couple of tenths. He was very close. Yeah, practice one. He was just off George. Yeah, it's going to be tough. It's going to be very tight. Very, very tight. So who do you think comes under the most pressure coming into this qualifying session?
Oh, it'd be Red Bull.
Yeah. I mean, there's a pretty strong chance they could miss out on Q3. Oh, look, I back Verstappen, definitely, but I think Hadjar may be on the cusp.
Yeah, they got a bit of work to do. They definitely have a bit of work to do. They're just lacking grip. Like, I mean, you saw Verstappen basically through all three practice sessions, man, just not happy, eh? Not happy at all.
Nah. No.
But the surprise packet, I'd have to say, would be Audi, man. They've looked stout all weekend.
Yeah, pretty good pace, especially just in this morning's practice session as well. Had what? Did they get both cars in the top 10? They did. Hulkenberg, P7, P9 for Bortoletto. So, yeah, I mean, look, they are probably alongside Racing Bulls. And you got to say Gasly, mate. He's a bit of a Q3 specialist, isn't he? So, yeah, going to be really tight for those last couple of places in the 10. Who is going to be the unfortunate 2 for P17, P18 elimination in Q1? Who have you got there?
Oh.
Because clearly I've written off Cadillac and Aston Martin. It is P17 that gets eliminated, isn't it?
Yeah, it's 6 in each session instead of 5.
Yeah, of course. So P17.
Yeah. Oh, who have I got?
G'day, Donald Maximus.
Both the Williams.
Both Williams.
Yeah.
Ooh. There you go. Yeah, be pretty tight. Colapinto has probably struggled a little bit. That'll be a very, very personal battle, I think, between Sainz and Albon, trying to get into Q2. Now, another driver under pressure, I think, to perform, and that is Ocon. He really needs to deliver beat his teammate in qualifying today.
I'd have to say though, he has looked more comfortable
He
probably than
has.
Ollie this weekend.
He has. Definitely has. Okay, we're under 10 minutes and it's go time.
Just sorting myself out here.
I wonder who's going to be the have the reliability issues this session.
Wouldn't surprise me if it was Norris again.
Yeah, what did he have? He had a energy recovery system issue in practice 3.
Yep, then he had issues I think he had hydraulic issues in P2. Something
Sabotage.
in P1. I think basically in every session he's had an issue. He's had limited running.
Well, going back to Audi, if they can prove some reliability in this next session, yeah, they'll definitely be in the hunt for Q3. But not sure if they're on top of their problems yet.
That'll be good. That'll be good. Aston Martin. Are they going to be able to finish a race? Or the race? There's a lot of emphasis on obviously being Honda's home race. So they're talking their main goal for this weekend, and I guess every weekend, is just to finish the race.
They'll finish the race probably about 4 laps down.
As long as they finish, I think. But both cars.
Yeah.
And again, remember, we've got this 5-week break, so I think they'll push the limits to try and make sure they get home. And I mean, that would be a win for them, wouldn't it, really?
Yeah, plenty of data together. Big 5 or so weeks coming up. In fact, for a lot of teams, really, isn't it? It's a good opportunity to get on top of some of their problems early in the season. Make the most of it.
Get the next set of upgrades ready. Actually, quite a few teams brought a fair bit of stuff. So
it's a shame that they're not going to Bahrain, though, because I'm sure they would have loved to have tested a lot of their upgrades against the data that they had over the testing back in, when was it? February?
yeah,
February.
Yeah, well, you would imagine that would have been a place where we would have seen major upgrades, maybe like some B spec cars. So,
mate, we've got to give a big congratulations to Fernando, mate. Fernando, father time. First race weekend as a father. Yep, I never forget that quote regarding when he went around Schumacher here all those years ago. When was it? I think 2005, 2006. So yeah, close to 20 years ago. Around Schumacher on the outside of 130R, kept his boot into it, and he always said that he knew that Schumacher would bail out because he's got a wife and kids at home. Well, I don't think Fernando has to worry about that today because by the way things are going around 130R, the speed drop off, and just being in that Aston Martin, I don't think you're really on the limit, are you? So,
no, but having a wife and kid at home and being in the worst car on the grid, we said he might struggle to see out the year.
yeah.
Now he's got that extra motivation of having a little one at home. Might make that decision just a little bit easier.
Okay, let's go. So we got 5 minutes. Da-na-na-na-na-na-na. But not sing that for too long, probably get a copyright strike.
Yeah. But you can do the old Lando Norris, Sebastian Vettel.
You got to go with Kimmy.
Yeah. Lewis does the same thing.
Oh, mate,
Lewis
he
is
just loves
He's the big
yeah,
knuckle cracker, eh?
the knuckle cracker. There's Kimmy. Yeah, boy.
Bringing back the Vettel. Actually, speaking about bringing back the Vettel, Lewis's helmet is giving me Sebastian Vettel vibes, man.
Really? I haven't seen it. I haven't seen it up close.
The white, red and gold.
Yeah, yeah.
Actually, the white lids seem to be
In vogue, mate.
in vogue.
It's the thing. I just think it's probably from the liveries, essentially. Like if you look at Haas's livery, Racing Bull seems to be the favorite. Seems to be like white is in.
Well, Gasly's brought he's got a white one as well.
Mm.
I think Albon's gone back to similar, that old blue and pink
Yep.
colour scheme.
Alrighty, let's see if the telemetry is ready to rumble. Must be getting close. Continue to live timing. Yes, sir. We're about to go with some telemetry. Telemetry. Oh, man, I love the hats, man, and the helmets. Seriously.
Did you see the rotisserie one?
Yes.
Rotisserie wing?
Yeah.
Just
Mate, the Japanese, they come up with the best, eh?
Yeah.
Like the Pirelli tires around their heads. Excellent.
Unfortunately, we're not going to get the rain.
Yeah.
The rain that was predicted left pretty early on, because I think they had quite a fair bit of rain during the week. So
It's a shame. Could have spiced it up a little bit. All right. Okay, just sort this out. All right, so you think both Williams will be out, eliminated in this first qualifying session?
yeah, well, I think Albon for sure, maybe Colapinto.
Okay, so Sainz might be sneaky.
Might do a sneaky, but
Mate, you never know. Might get some reliability issues up front, and it just may play into their hands a little.
speaking of, he's looked pretty comfortable, our Hulk, I have to say.
Yeah.
Who did we pick in the preview for pole? I think I picked Russell.
Did we invert or did we say the same? I mean, I
I know you picked Russell for a DNF.
Yeah. I thought he was going to have some mechanical issues this weekend. Did I go with Leclerc for the win?
Yeah, I think you did.
Oh, let's see what. Oh, it looks like the Racing Bulls, Liam Lawson is going to lead the pack out. Come on, Mr. Lawson. 10 seconds to go. We go green.
I definitely think they're they're a chance of finishing ahead of the Red Bulls. Even Lindblad, man, even with the lack of running.
Yeah, he's looked pretty quick. He comes on quick, doesn't he? Lindblad. Okay. Properties. Let's try and get this up and running. All right. Didn't have this properly set up, did I? That would be right. I'll just put it there for now. Okay, reliability. Let's see. I'm more worried about the Audis because they look so good in FP3, and there's probably a lot of confidence around the garage. But we've seen every weekend, there's always something that pops up for them.
Especially Hulkenberg.
So who's on the second row for you? Both Ferraris, or you think McLaren's going to get in there and snatch one?
Man, I think a McLaren is going to split them.
Yeah. Which one?
They are definitely going to
Lando or Oscar?
I think possibly Piastri. Just unfortunately for Norris, the lack of running, I think might hurt a little bit.
And what's your feeling seeing these cars whip around 130R and just dropping off a shit ton of speed?
Oh, look, it's not ideal, but, it's the same for everybody. So,
okay, so it looks like Lawson is on his first quick lap.
good thing is they should be able to follow a lot closer.
So the Racing Bulls pretty much on pace with each other. 33.2s in the section 1, sector 1.
Lawson's looked good, man, all weekend.
Yeah, he should go well here. I think he won a race here in Super Formula. He's had plenty of experience here now.
Yeah.
So this is where the pressure is, realistically, it's on him to outperform the rookie Lindblad. So he needs to get the job done. I think the car is definitely good enough to sneak into Q3 as well. So just got to get the job done. And, we saw him last year where qualifying was very hit and miss with his consistency. So been so far so good this year. Stop the count. He's put it on pole.
Yeah.
Oh, Lindblad's gone a 10th quicker. Got him in that final sector. A couple of tenths there.
I'll tell you what, man, for the lack of running he's had in the last two races, he's done a bloody good job, Lindblad.
Yeah.
He's done a really good job.
Okay, House of Ocon, 0.4 quicker.
Big weekend for Piastri.
Oh, mate, just to get on the grid, start a race. Get some laps.
Yeah.
Surely you can't do 3 in a row, mate. Can you imagine 3 DNSs in a row? Surely that hasn't been done before.
Just lock the grid like that. Reverse grid it.
Colapinto pole?
Leave it like that. Let the big dogs come from the back.
Okay, on board with Oscar, starting his push lap. Leclerc's putting in some purples on the first sector. Although Norris is taking some of those over.
And this McLaren's fast in qualifying trim A.
So purple, sector 1 for Piastri. What can Norris manage? Oh, Norris off by a 10th. Yeah, Piastri's looking good. So far, so good. Okay.
Ooh. Bit of a moment there.
So it was a 29.3 in practice 3, wasn't it? That
Yep.
Antonelli hit. There we go. Piastri, 30.4. Decent banker. Norris off a couple of tenths. The Hulk, he's in the 30s. Okay, so Leclerc's got a purple first sector. He's a couple of tenths up currently on Piastri, I believe. Okay, 30 flat. Charlie boy, he's looking pretty quick.
Definitely looks a lot more comfortable this weekend than he did last weekend in China. Or 2 weeks ago, sorry, in China.
Oh, we've got a sumo wrestler in the Ferrari garage. Mate.
Right, let's see what the Mercedes can do here. Verstappen, 6 tenths off. Struggle
quicker.
Street.
All right, Kemi's putting in a few purples here. This is sector 1, looking pretty good. Didn't go purple though, 32.3.
Man, that Merc's hooked up, eh?
Sector 2 purple for Kimi. There we go. 30 flat, just ahead of Charlie boy. Still 7 tenths off his fast lap in FP3. Okay, Russell, 6 tenths off. Okay, so Russell had an issue in sector 1. That's where he lost all his time on Kimi. Well, your 2 Williams are in the drop zone, as you predicted. Colapinto's sniffing around there as well. So 8 minutes left. Plenty of time for
Haas have got
another
a
run.
bit of performance to find as well, too, eh?
Mm.
I thought they'd be half decent here. Oh, fastest in the last sector.
Mate, yeah. Hooked it up. It's looking good, man.
Car definitely seems to like the high speed, medium speed circuits.
Well, Russell's complaining about oversteer on the radio. Complaining that it feels really odd.
Ooh. Is he in struggle streak?
Well, I don't know. Looking at his, I mean, his time is all right. I think it will get him through, but I mean, his hot lap, he only muffed up sector 1, so
Yeah.
sector 2,
Oh, yeah,
sector
look,
3 was on the pace.
if he hasn't got an issue, he's definitely
Yeah.
going to be up the front.
He's
It's
pulling-
just whether he's got the issue or not.
He's pulling a Jensen Button. Remember Button on the radio, like all those years ago, all the time? Got no balance.
Yeah.
I got
Well,
no
Hamilton,
balance.
my tyres are gone. Come on, Lewis.
Lewis, purple, sector 1. Is he? Is he purple? No, I'm looking at Leclerc. Leclerc's
He
a
was
10th up.
purple for a split second.
Mm.
But yeah, Leclerc's definitely looked the better of the two this weekend. But Lewis has just got to,
Stick.
yeah.
Just stick with him.
Yeah.
Glue. He's Hamilton's lost a bit in sector 2. Leclerc double purple, so he's purple sector 2 as well. Should be first in the 29s. Charlie boy. There we go. 29.9.
Bit early to say, but maybe Ferrari was hiding some performance. Because, I mean, you go off yesterday, man, that car looked like an absolute handful for both Hamilton and Leclerc.
Yeah, I mean, it's still 0.6 off what Kimi set this morning. But pretty decent. But we have seen over the last few race weekends, like with Ferrari in that first Q1, pretty quick. And then Mercedes go into party mode, don't they?
Yeah.
And then
Plus, too, I don't think Ferrari's quite as comfortable on the soft tyre as they are on the medium or the hard.
yeah.
I think they definitely look better on a medium or a hard tyre. I think hard tyre, definitely. They just look not quite as comfortable on that soft. Oh, come on, Albon, man. He's had a shocker of a weekend already.
Yeah.
Yesterday was a terrible, terrible day.
Best lap 31 flats. All right, most coming out for that final run. All right, what can Max do?
Look at that. That's a handful, man. That
Yeah.
is not happy.
No.
Not happy at all.
Yeah.
Oh,
That
just
that
that
on
rear
board with
balance,
us.
man, is
Yeah, the
not
on board
not
with Verstappen is just
it's not where it needs to be.
no, he's already 3/10 off. He's done a personal best in sector 1/10 quicker than his teammate. Yeah, it's like night and day when you see those onboards of that Red Bull compared to the Mercedes. It's like a slot car,
Yeah.
the Mercedes, eh? In comparison, it's just so locked in.
So this is a U set for Verstappen? I think it is, right?
Yep. Same for Hadjar as well. All right, Russell's done a purple sector 2. So what can he get here? I think he still lost a fair bit of chunk of time in sector 1 though, compared to Kim.
Yeah.
Oh no, he's just off. Here's Yuki on screen.
It's a bit, it's a little bit frosty between him and Liam of late.
Yeah, by the looks of it, hey. Speaking of Liam and Lindblad, they're both out. Lindblad's personal best sector 1. What can Lawson do? Come on, mate. Gotta get a little bit quicker.
It's a fresh set for them too, yeah.
Yep, both on freshies. Fresh booties.
Come on, Albon. Put it together, man.
Okay, Lawson just slightly quicker, but it's neck and neck between those two lads. So Ocon, he's pushed himself up to P12. Albon has muffed up sector 2, hasn't he? By the looks of it.
Not happy.
Oh no. Still went green,
Just
but
just slow.
go on, Liam. Nail sector 3, buddy. Let's do it. Lawson, yes. P9. Good stuff. Behrman. There we go. Franco's looking all right. He's personal best sector 1. Looks to be a personal best sector 2. Come on, Franco.
Mate, those Audis.
Yeah.
Good.
All right. I'm looking at Colapinto here. See if he can sneak in. I think Albon may be cooked here. I think Franco. He did. Franco just did enough. He split. Woof. There we go.
Still a fair gap though to Gasly. He needs to be closer than that.
Yeah, that's a massive gap. I mean, what's close to 4/10, isn't it? And that's just too far away.
Yep.
But he gets another shot at it, luckily, because, yeah, that wouldn't have been a good look.
Tenth and a half. Down on his teammate. Ollie. He will not be a happy chappy.
No.
Ocon, on the other hand, will be, thank
Well,
God.
well, yeah. This is Esteban's chance, right? This weekend, if he can have a good Q2. I mean, man, it's an opportunity here to sneak into Q3
Yeah,
and
I
have a
don't
good
know if
race.
that.
He needs one, eh? He needs a good race in comparison to Ollie because Ollie has just gotten out of the blocks
Yeah, and
this year.
I don't know if that Haas has got the performance to get into Q3. I mean, he's got to find 3/10. Let's just say just off these times that we have here.
I still reckon there'll be another car with some form of reliability issue. Someone has to make a mistake. Probably Ocon.
Yeah. Sainz again. I mean, not only are you in a car that shouldn't be where it is, but your teammate is just dominating you at the moment.
It was close though. Very
Yeah.
close. Yeah. Albon, where was I slow to Carlos? You probably don't want to know, but you can probably guess. That's interesting what Albon just said on the radio, huh?
Not happy.
That to me, the way he sort of spoke on the radio then, what he said, is quite telling. I think the pressure is starting to ramp up a little bit on Alex in relation to his performance against Carlos. So who took the wooden spoon? Mr. Lancelot Stroll. 3/10 off Alonso. So Cadillac, they've done their job. They've beaten both of the Aston Martins. Perez this time gets the upper hand on Bottas. And there we go, Albon and Behrman, the two to be eliminated. Behrman wasn't really on my cards for elimination in that first session.
Nah.
Hadjar. So what was Hadjar off Verstappen? It was pretty close, right? Just like 0.2, one and a bit. 1.4, 0.14. So how much more performance do you reckon that Audi's got?
Oh,
Do you reckon there's much more in it? I reckon they were, or do you think they were running quite on the limit?
no, I reckon that's about what they've got. I don't think they've got that much more in it.
But based on what we've seen, and particularly with FP3, if one of the car, or if they miss out on Q3, I think that would be a big disappointment because they've definitely got pace. Pace is there.
Looks like they're leading the battle for best of the rest this weekend. I thought they'd be better here. I didn't think they'd be as good as what they have been. Charles, with his eyes closed in the pits, doing a lap,
Yeah. Memorizing,
visualizing.
going through, visualizing. He's probably dreaming of the time when he could go through 130R as fast and hard as possible. Okay, we're green again. Antonelli out early. And then the two Ferraris coming through now, exiting pits. Right, I'm going to call it. Max Verstappen eliminated. Q2. Unfortunately.
Oh, so you're going to say Hadjar's going to get in? Hadjar in, Verstappen out?
Yeah.
Verstappen parks it in the Red Bull garage, announces his retirement at the end of this weekend. I'll tell you what,
He's had enough.
they're definitely not making it a place that he wants, a sport that he wants to stay in, that is for sure.
No.
He was not happy in the Thursday press conference, and the FIA are not too happy with him at the moment for some reason. I'll tell you what, Audi and Racing Bulls. Oof.
Yeah, this will be a real battle with those two. You got to put your money on Audi. They definitely are slightly quicker. Okay, so Antonelli's on his first. What do we got?
So this is a U set too for Kimi, right?
Yeah, they're all on top 4 at the moment. Are on old softs. Yeah, just the Ferraris and Mercedes by the looks of it that are running used softs. Okay. Right, so what did we get in that last session? 29.9 was the quickest lap.
Imagine be a little bit quicker this time.
Yeah, I think we'll get down close to what Kimi set in FP3, 29.3s, maybe, or a little bit higher. There you go. Bank lap 29.7 for Kimi.
That's a quick lap.
Quick lap. And that was on a used soft.
Yep. Like those tyres were 3 laps younger than Russell's.
So Hamilton, purple sector 1, but sector 2 is where he lost a lot against Antonelli and Leclerc.
Yeah, Leclerc's on the money.
No, Liam. Too slow, man. Sector 1 is too slow.
Hadjar ahead of Verstappen. Half a second, man. For those Red Bulls.
Yeah.
On fresh jets.
Come on, Liam. What are you doing, mate?
Oh, man, Lindblad. What a gun. Doing the job.
Yeah, this is a slow lap for Liam. Bortoletto. Flat 30. So there was a little more in it. New tyres, of course, for Bortoletto.
You should imagine the McLarens will go pretty close to being quickest on a fresh set.
Yeah, Piastri purple sector 1, sector 2. Ocon sneaks into 10. There we go. Oscar, 29.4, mate. There we go, Oscar.
She's
Gets in, mate.
slippery, that McLaren.
Let's go. So yeah, so what was that? Antonelli 3/10 away. Used tyres.
Whoa.
Okay, George Russell a bit loose going into the final chicane. Not ideal.
Gave her a bootful on the way out.
Yep. Too aggressive on that loud pedal, mate. Too aggressive. Okay, Russell's pitting out. First of the top 4 on freshies now.
Bit of work for the Racing Bulls to do.
Yeah. What's Colapinto's the difference between him and his teammates? See, that's 7/10 now.
Yeah.
So what do you reckon? Pole lap. Do you reckon we sneak into the 28s? High 28s?
Whoa. That's
It's a big call.
big.
I mean, they went what? They went 29.3 in practice. Kimi did.
Yeah.
FP3.
Yeah. Don't know if we'll get into the 28s.
28.9. A 128.9.
I'm going to go 29-1.
29.1 is your pole time. I think yours is a bit more realistic. I think there's a bit of optimism behind mine. Have to be a magic lap.
That Merc turns her up and she's on.
Well, that's the issue. We've seen it plenty of times, in Q3.
Mate, Russell's not happy, eh?
Yeah. May not be the automatic front row lock-in for Mercedes, which would be pretty cool to see.
One of those Red Bulls might be in trouble. You'd say that you look at Bortoletto and then you look at Hulkenberg, there's definitely 2/10 left in that car somewhere.
Yeah,
and you'd have to
Hulkenberg.
say there's still more in those Red Bulls, whether they can extract it or not.
Okay, there you go. Russell 29.7. Not ideal because that was on fresh set of boots. So George is struggling a little bit.
Yeah, so even the rear of that Ferrari of Hamilton's doesn't look quite settled. I think that's kind of the balance issues he's been having this weekend.
Yeah, Ferrari's been a bit loose in the rear most of the weekend. All right, Leclerc's done a purple first sector. First laps of anger for the Ferraris on fresh softs. But yeah, Hamilton's was a very slow sector 1. Charlie boy.
Charles is on a mission. We're a little bit down in that middle sector, but
Still a personal best. There we go. Charlie boy, 29.3. So what's that? That would be the quickest lap of the weekend. Just a little, I think, slightly quicker than Kimi's practice one, huh?
yep.
Yeah, George
All right.
over the radio, he is fuming. Not
Here we
happy.
go. Let's see. Red
Yeah, Max on board. Oh, mate,
Bull. Oh,
it's loose.
it is dirty, eh?
Yeah. Oh, it is
Oh,
a dirty.
man. That thing is a pig.
Yeah. Personal best, sector 1, but it's just he's having to wrestle it. Through sector 1, it was just constant wrestling. I don't know, eh? What's he gonna get on sector 2?
It's just that around that half a second.
A little quicker. Oh, mate, he is neck and neck with Hadjar. Like Hadjar had him on sector 2. Mate, he's gone slower in sector 3. Hadjar might actually do this, man. Hadjar is going to get him. There you go. Hadjar's got him, man.
Yeah.
I think Hulkenberg has pace in that car. It's Hulkenberg that you want to look at right now.
So what's Hulk? He's personal best sector 1.
Yeah,
so
he's basically matched Verstappen on that first sector. He's basically matched Verstappen in sector 2. Ocon just misses out. Oh, Hulkenberg, mate.
Gasly, man. Come on.
Ah, Hulkenberg just missed it.
Oh. What about Lindblad and Lawson? What's going on there?
Well, Lindblad's looking good.
Lindblad's got him, eh? See what Lawson can do in sector 3.
Lindblad's done him. He knocked Max out.
Oh, good boy. Good boy.
Lawson's too slow. He has to absolutely nail sector 3. But I think Lindblad's got this. Yeah, Lawson couldn't improve.
Antonelli on a quick one.
I mean, he improved, but only to P14. Well, I got that prediction right. Hadjar would get through and Verstappen would be eliminated.
Yeah.
I wasn't counting on Lindblad to do it,
Oh,
though.
mate, Antonelli.
29 flat. Yeah, we're going to
Holy.
28s, mate.
Yeah, man. Good boy, Lindblad. Nice work.
Okay, I think there's something wrong with the car, mate. It's completely undrivable. Verstappen. But yeah, I mean, that car was a handful. Those onboards with Max, particularly in that Sector 1,
Not happy.
it was just constant corrections, eh? So Audi did the job, huh?
Yeah.
Oh no, they got one through. I think
Got one
Hulkenberg would be
through, yeah.
pretty disappointed.
Gasly. Holy. Oh, I don't know about Russell, man. He's not comfortable.
No, he's not.
He is not comfortable at the moment. I'll tell you what, that's a pretty cool top 10.
Yeah.
If it lined up like that for the race.
Yep. Look, I think the Ferrari boys, if Russell is struggling, Charles or Hamilton, being on the first row, even in P2 with the starts that Ferrari can get. Oof.
Yeah. Yeah, if they're in the first two rows.
Yeah.
You would have to say it's Leclerc. Hamilton's just not happy this weekend. And he's been around that 2-3 tenths off all weekend. So that's a pretty decent sized gap. Yeah. Car's got some issues.
Yeah.
That Red Bull is a fair way off.
Just going through the S's, eh? Just constant corrections.
It's just no confidence there.
No.
In the rear of the car. Max sending a text message to Toto at the end of the weekend. Hey, man, any chance of a seat?
Yeah. Toto starts sabotaging George over the next few races. Starts getting smashed by Kimi, and then it's like, sorry, George. Because, hey, actually, I know this is ridiculous, but George has the performance clause in his contract, right?
Yeah.
Here comes the sabotage, the Toto sabotage. But yeah, they need to get on top of that car at Red Bull. But a good job from Hadjar. I mean, this will do his confidence a world of good.
I mean, it looks like a clean lap from Russell.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it looks pretty hooked up. But again, it's just so hard to tell because of the whole deployment issues, right?
Yeah. Bit of understeer in that into spoon corner there. Goes through 130R and then, that
Loose in that
chicane.
final chicane, yeah, going into the first one. Took too much curb, eh? Just unsettled the rear. Bounced the rear. Japanese fans, they all look pretty happy. Are we going to have a multi-team battle for pole position this year? Definitely not. Definitely not. But we may have someone new on the front row, at least. The only thing that's going to stop Kimmy here right now, or even George, I mean, George could still hook this up, is just purely a mistake or some reliability stuff. I can't see anybody else being close.
Yeah.
Now let's see what Lindblad can do. Obviously, he's probably, I mean, it'll be a massive, massive thing for him if he can get one up on Hadjar.
Oh.
See what Gasly can do as well.
Gasly's a smoky here, man.
Bring on the rain, mate.
Yeah, where's the rain?
What do you think of that front wing for Mercedes? The design of it with the eyes.
Well, when I saw it, first thing I thought of was it 2014 in Hockenheim? And Toto goes, we're never having a special livery again. I was like, can I change my pick?
To be fair, it's not really a special livery though, is it? It's just a bit of a modification on the front. I mean, the car overall looks
still, well, similar. Yeah, you're not going to know. I mean, it's more on the race suits and the helmets.
Yeah, the race suits just look like they've been rolling around in the special white powder. What are they doing over at Mercedes?
Having a good time on Toto's yacht.
Yeah. Yeah, can't see anyone defeating or taking away pole from, well, you'd have to say Kimi at this point.
Yeah.
I mean, he's riding the confidence, isn't he? From FP3 to now, he just looks comfortably the quickest.
Yeah. But you would have to say there's probably an underlying issue there with George to be that far off.
Yeah. There's something not quite right. Okay. Kimi, here we go. Rip out the first one. Kimi.
Just looks planted, that Mercedes.
Yeah.
Although Russell
matched them. They're right on. Right together. Okay, here we go. Antonelli, Sector 2, 39.4. What has Russell got up his sleeve?
Ooh.
30. 9.6.
Oh,
Hands
mate.
up. Oof. He
Oh,
was on it coming out of that final quarter, eh? Kimmy, 28.7.
28-7.
Russell, 29
Oh,
flat.
2/10.
Or basically 3/10 for Russell. Okay, so Charles and Hamilton are on it, mate. They're sector 1. The Ferraris are a 10th up.
Second sector for Hamilton's been
So
the
Norris,
issue.
29.4. Piastri,
See that second sector,
29.1.
man, for Hamilton.
Yeah, he just doesn't quite hook up sector 2, does he? It's close though between the Ferrari lads. Very close.
I think it's like where Hamilton deploys the energy.
Look at that, huh?
Ooh.
McLarens.
I mean, that's a big gap to the Ferraris. I mean, it's a big gap even to Piastri, but that is a big gap.
The Ferraris
Yeah.
yeah. Well, it's been pretty consistent, right? It's been around 6/10 generally, hasn't it? Over the first couple of race weekends, once we finish qualifying, Q3.
No, I think a little bit closer, but
I mean, look at Hadjar and the Red Bull, already 1.2 seconds away. Look, I think Bortoletto will be pretty upset with that lap time because that is slower than his Q2. Possibly Gasly as well, I think. They were running used tyres, Gasly and Bortoletto and Lindblad. That probably explains that one.
You'd imagine they used what they had to get in.
Yep.
To the final session. Wow.
Yeah.
Mercedes power, man.
Yes. Top 4 Mercedes power.
I mean, that even between Piastri and Norris, that's a pretty decent gap.
Yeah, almost 3/10. So what's Antonelli done? He's gone half a second quicker than his fast time FP3. Reckon there's much more in that? I don't think there's much more in that.
Nah.
I think the battle now is just purely for second row.
There might be a little bit more in it for Piastri and Norris.
Yeah, possibly. I mean, you'd definitely have to say for Norris. I mean, 3/10 off his teammate. Those guys are generally pretty close.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're going to get in the mix.
Kimi P1, the sign. Could be right, mate. He could be right. It's kind of a big weekend too because we go into that big long break. It's such a long time. Like for instance, in Russell's case, if Antonelli gets pole here again, even gets a race win, mate, it's a long time to right the wrong. You wouldn't want to
Yeah.
be in those shoes, eh?
Ooh. 3/10 is a juicy number to try and find for Russell. I mean, that's just one corner with a bit of understeer, but
It does feel a bit more variable this year, though, just with the whole energy deployment. It feels like to be consistent is a lot harder than say last year. Like it seems to be that the lap times can vary quite a fair bit.
all right, who is going to send it the hardest?
Kemi goes off turn one, brings up the safety car, locks up pole position. Who was that in Monaco? Was that Michael Schumacher that did something like that when he blocked the road? I think it was Shuey.
Well, Rosberg brought out the yellow as well.
Yeah, I think Rosberg did something like that. Yeah.
So who you got for best of the rest? Hadjar, Gasly, Bortoletto, or Lindblad?
I think Hadjar. Oh, it's hard. I think it's gonna be Hadjar or Gasly. Gasly probably. I'm gonna put my money on Gasly. Best of the rest.
I agree. Mate, look at him go.
Mate, it's like watching that Mercedes compared to what we saw with Max on those onboards going through those first sector one, those first sweepers. It's just how aggressive they can get on the turning,
Yeah.
and it just sort of sticks. Oh, Antonelli, a little bit of a rear lockup by the looks of it, or was that Russell? No, Antonelli. So Russell, he has the edge, but they're only personal bests, no purples. No one's going quicker. Yeah, Kimi is not going to improve on this time by the looks of it. I don't think so. It could be close. No, I think Kimi's locked this up, eh? Yeah, back to back, man. No one's going to get this. Kimi. So battle for second row. What do we got? So Leclerc. Okay, here we go. Purple sector one for Charles. Charles. I mean, Charles A. He knows how to rag a car.
Yeah.
He's on the limit. On the limit.
Oh,
Nah.
Feeding it the herbs.
Yeah. Nah. I mean, he's on target for second row. Gets a clean sector 3.
Gasly,
Yeah.
P7. Oh, splits the McLarens.
Yeah, splits them.
Good effort. Well,
So
that's a
Gasly,
happy.
yep, best of the rest. Hadjar will be pretty happy with 8th. Bortoletto, 9. Lindblad couldn't improve, but be very happy with a top 10 start. So you'd have to say the overachiever of the session would be, I'd say it'd be Lindblad. I think Lindblad did a really, really good job.
Yeah, Lindblad or Gasly.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not really surprised with Gasly. He's been doing that pretty much all season. And even you said in the preview that you sort of had him for a top 10. It was a good job, though, regardless. But Kemi, mate, like, whoa, it just changes things, though. If he goes on and wins this race tomorrow, takes the lead in the championship, you go into that 4 or 5 week break, all the talk's about you, then yeah, it'll be very, very interesting to see how Russell takes on
Well, then
that.
the pressure ramps up on Russell, right?
Yeah.
Because it's like, is he going to be able to do it? But again, this is what he did last year, right, Kimmy? He had that stonker first part to the season.
Europe went to the
Europe
doghouse.
went to the doghouse. If he can get rid of that, I tell you what.
It won't happen again. There's no way.
But good to see McLaren up there. Good to see
Oscar
ahead of
second
his
row.
teammate.
Yep.
So
Let's just fingers crossed he can actually start the race,
yeah,
because it's a good position to start from.
so it'll be a good battle tomorrow between Ferrari and McLaren. I think race pace, Ferrari will be a bit stronger.
Yeah, hard to really know. We just haven't really seen enough race pace from the McLarens in general, right? So yeah. Charles, though, he was on it. Purple sector 1. They're just showing the onboard now. Him going through Spoon, I think, and he's just coming out of it, mate. The rear end, it was just drifting. Oof.
Oh, big moment for George.
Yeah, he's made a bit of a habit of that, eh? In the final chicane leading into the main straight, where he just seems to take too much inside curb.
Just bunny hops it.
Yeah, bunny hops it, rear gets loose, car gets loose, and it just costs him time. But the kid, again, pole position. That's back to back now, isn't it?
Yep.
Back to back poles. And a pretty decent margin as well, 0.3. Mate.
The start will be interesting anyway, because Ferrari have got to come from a little bit further back.
Yeah, well, I think if you got a Ferrari on the second row and just with the history of their starts, they'd still be pretty confident getting into the battle straight away. It's just got to nail it. Hamilton from third row. I mean, it's a pretty decent run.
Because what are they? It's the outside is P1, so
I mean, it goes fast in that first right-hander. Mate, we just see a repeat Senna Prost turn 1 between the Mercedes and then we have like one of the greatest races ever
Races
between
ever.
the McLarens and the Ferraris.
Yeah, I mean, that's basically what it's going to take, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, I think Oscar will be really happy with that lap time, being under 4 tenths against
Yeah.
the Mercedes boys. Yeah, let's just hope he can start, but I'm sure they'll be fine. So, what do you think the chances of Red Bull getting on top of that car for tomorrow with
No.
Verstappen?
No.
I mean, there's not much they can do from here.
No. No. I think even Hadjar's probably going to struggle to keep up with Gasly if they get up the start, get off the start.
Mm.
But that's a juicy little battle, that midfield battle.
Yeah, and we've seen over the past couple of race weekends as well. There's been a couple of cars that have been slow to get off the start. So even if you are a little bit further down the back in that midfield, get a good start, you've got an opportunity there. Reliability still an issue, so come on, Liam. Yeah, she's going to have to do the job again from 14th. I think he did it from 13th last time out. But not great for Liam getting out qualified by Lindblad. He really needed to hook that up.
Given Lindblad's lack of running too.
Yeah, lack of running and just no history here. So Lindblad got the job done. So yeah, he's in prime position to pick up some good points for tomorrow. Behrman will be interesting to see. I think Behrman will be one of the guys down the back that could probably salvage something. But he hasn't really looked comfortable most of the weekend, really, when you think about it.
No, not compared to his teammate, no.
No.
Ocon's definitely looked a lot better. Bit of work for Colapinto.
Yeah, he's too far off his pace of teammate. Gasly's had... Mate, it was almost like, half a second consistently
Yeah.
over each qualifying session, those first two. So, yeah, not great.
Hulkenberg will be in there somewhere, you would imagine. Again, probably on the edge of the 10.
Yeah, if they can get a hand of reliability.
Mm.
Okay. Got a few...
Set up to be a ball terror anyway.
Yeah, well, for the FIA's sake, it needs to be a good race coming into this break because, yeah, the discontent of people regarding this energy management is it's growing louder. It's such a double-edged sword because we are getting good racing. And first and foremost is we do want to see good racing. We want to see wheel-to-wheel battling, and we've had that over the last 2 race weekends. But yeah, I totally understand from the purist perspective of not being able to see the cars on the limit on some of these fast corners, it's...
Yeah. Oh, look, I get both
not
sides, but
great.
at the end of the day, if you want the cars on the limit, be prepared for no overtaking. Because that's the way it's always been. When these cars are on rails, flat out, stuck to the ground, balls to the wall, qualifying is amazing. Absolutely. Because it brings out the best. Then we go into the race, and then we get to the end of the race, and you just can't follow. You just can't pass. You can't do all these things.
Yeah.
So, do you want to see, 59 laps of an excellent race on Sunday with heaps of passing? Yes, some of it might be, what's the word I'm looking for? I'm stuck. It's on the tip of my tongue. Might be a little bit, not fake, but manipulated. That's not really the word I was looking for, but I just think Yeah. What do you want? Car stuck to the ground, can't follow, or set of regulations that's mixed everything up, and then we get 200 passes in a race as opposed to 21.
Do you think there's a way that they could still balance it out though, where we don't need to see so much of his harvesting on,
Well, they've tried it, right? They
straights?
tried it for qualifying here, right?
Yeah.
They reduced the amount of recharge. So I think, or deployment. So instead of 9 megajoules, which I think it is, they dropped it down to 8.
Yep.
So there wasn't such reliance on the harvesting and the deployment.
Do any of us at home know even what any of that means? Megajoules. We've dropped a megajoule.
Megajoules.
Yeah. Give me horsies, man. Or kilowatts.
Yeah. At the end of the day, these regulations are exactly the same for everyone. So each driver has to deal with the same thing. And yeah, I don't see it as a massive issue. I get it. Like, there's nothing like watching a Formula One car, flat stick, things just on the edge of grip, going as fast as humanly possible. But there's the trade-off.
There's the trade-off.
You give the cars more aerodynamics, take the electric power away, but you're still going to need to put more aero in the car for them to stick like that. You put the more aero, the harder it is to follow, the harder it is to pass. So it's the trade-off. I much prefer seeing, like I said, 120 overtakes on a Sunday, as opposed to one lap, balls to the wall, flat stick.
Yeah, I think it'll adapt and evolve probably for the better over the course of the season.
Oh man, no doubt. Like, look, we've seen what happens throughout a regulation change. They will. Plus, you've got the power unit adjustment coming up very soon, so that will bring the engine manufacturers a lot closer.
That's after 6 races, isn't it? They do that adjustment.
Yeah, but there is talk of doing it earlier.
Well, it kind of makes sense, missing out on the 2 races that were meant to be coming up. Even there's talk now of potentially pushing Jeddah to, I think it was September. But that would be just too hot. Even for a night race, that'd be hot.
Yeah,
far too hot.
Nice. It wouldn't be nice.
Yeah, it would not be good. Would not be good. Yeah. I think by the end of the season, they will probably balance out a lot of the issues. But look, they are lucky that the racing has been good over the last couple of weekends, because could you imagine if the racing was actually bad?
Yeah, well, that's the thing. If the racing was terrible, then 100%, you'd be going, what the hell's going on here? But I think that's what these regulations were made for.
Yeah.
And, that even the FIA will tweak it to make it closer and refine it and make it a little bit easier. But overall, I mean, they've got to be looking at the race and going, how good's this?
Yeah. Well, if it continues that way, I think those dissenting voices of what we've got regarding the energy management, that'll sort of start to fade into the background.
Yeah.
But we need a good race tomorrow, because there'll be 5 weeks of people being able to voice those opinions, and it'll get pretty loud. Now, based on the grid that we've got, and assuming there's no FIA documents that come out, someone's been running too low or illegal. What do you see for tomorrow? Do you have your money on another Mercedes 1-2 finish?
Yeah. Their pace is just
too good in the race.
Man. It's too good. Too strong. Too strong. The real battle's going to be between McLaren and Ferrari. I still think Ferrari have the upper hand when it comes to race pace. Like I said, that McLaren's a bit light on when it comes to their aero package compared to Ferrari and Mercedes. Like I said, it's good in qualifying, but I think over a race distance, you start to run into problems with tyre degradation and things like that. And I think, yeah, we've seen that Ferrari's a lot stronger in race trim than what they are in qualifying. So be interesting. Hopefully Piastri can stay in third because he needs a big bag of points here. I think McLaren just need a big bag of points overall. Just to consolidate their position in the Constructors' Championship, really.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see if the Ferraris get off the line like they have over the past 2 race weekends, because from the second row, you could pretty much guarantee Leclerc's going to be in the mix going into turn 1.
Yep.
And then that can really have quite a massive impact. Because I kind of feel if those Mercedes boys get through turn 1, get through the first lap together, then I think, yeah, we sort of fall into a bit of a battle for P3 situation.
Yep.
But if Leclerc can split them or perhaps get in front in the early stages and it keeps the McLaren boys, even Lewis, in range, then I think it sets up for quite an interesting race. But
Yeah.
only time will tell.
I think the Ferrari boys, I'm just trying to remember how the grid grid positioning is. P1's on the outside, right? So that means both Leclerc and Hamilton will be on the inside.
I don't think it matters too much because
I do. I think you need to be on the outside.
Going into turn 1?
Yeah, I think the outside, because you saw what happened in China, right? On the outside, the gap is more open. I think on the inside, especially in China, being that double apex, it'll close quite quick. But it's going to make the start interesting.
The team orders will be interesting too with the Mercedes boys, because do you think they would go into tomorrow's race and be like, okay, well, we expect Leclerc to be a rocket from the second row? Is one of their jobs to block him, to make sure he doesn't get in front into turn 1?
Possibly. They would have learnt their lesson from China.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it's just if you're not in front of those Mercedes boys by the end of Sector 1, they're going to be gone. They're going to be gone. And unfortunately, the way that the circuit layout is, like you said, unless they split them into turn 2 or turn 1, yeah, you're going to be hard pressed to. They're just going to get in that clean air, man, and be gone.
Yeah.
And then the deployment power that they seem to be having in the middle sector and in that last sector down the main straight, yeah, they'll disappear, I reckon, this weekend.
Well, let's find out tomorrow, under 24 hours. Well, there we have it. No surprises. Mercedes lockout. The predicted battle for the second row played out. Lindblad was the surprise packet. What a job. I'd say Behrman, probably the most disappointing of the lot. Anything else to add before we wrap it up?
No, Verstappen. Probably, given where Hadjar is, maybe expected a little bit more, but
yeah.
And Gasly does it again, doesn't he? Just gets amongst it.
Yeah. Points on offer for tomorrow. Final thoughts?
No, set up for a good one. It is set up for a good one.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I think most of the questions are going to be answered off the start, just given the layout of Sector 1. I don't think you're going to see guys slamming in around the outside like we saw in China, unfortunately. But the way these rules are, you never know. So it is set up for a good one. But I think we are going to see quite a bit of overtaking compared to what we had last year. So that's always going to be fun.
Well, better be, because it's the last one for a while before we just evolve into the abyss of no racing for a long time. So if you have joined us, thank you very much. If you can leave a like, give us a boost, mate. Give us a boost. Just something that the Red Bulls need. Yeah. And Mick, we'll catch you tomorrow, mate. We'll have for the race.
Yep. Catch you then.
Catch you all then.